Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? I certainly hope you're doing fine. And I tell you what, I'm doing fine myself. Glad to be with you once again. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you very much for tuning in to me today. I really do appreciate it. And I would like to welcome each and every one of you to another episode of TJ's Topics. That's right. And of course, I am TJ. It is such a pleasure to be with you on today. It really is. I consider it a joy, an honor, and a privilege to be able to come into your presence on any given occasion. Oh, I tell you, it really means a lot to me. Now, today I have a very serious topic that I would like to share with you. One that I believe could impact your life or the life of someone you know and love in a powerful way, especially if you're one who happens to share the same pigmentation as myself. If you're a brown colored person, or as they say, a black person, a quote Negro, then you may want to hear this because I feel that, you know, with us being who we are as so-called African Americans, it's like we have to deal with so much, especially when it comes to surviving in this country, these United States. We have to deal with a lot, and we're faced with a lot. And so I believe that what I have to share with you today will perhaps make a tremendous difference either in your life or in the life of the one you love, whoever that may be. Now, my topic for today is how black men should act when they go to the bank. That is the topic that we're going to discuss for a few minutes. How black men should act when they go to the bank. Now, of course, what I have to share with you today, it doesn't just apply to going to the bank, but I chose the bank because, I go to the bank all the time myself. And I know how to conduct myself when I go in there. How do I know? Because of how I was raised, how I was brought up. And I know how to carry myself when I go to different places, including the bank. Well, I chose the bank because a lot of times when we go to a bank, especially we as black people, when we go to the bank, usually we encounter more Caucasians than we do colored people, African Americans or whoever. We see more of them in there than we do our people who look like ourselves. And so it is for that reason that we must be very careful and always be mindful of how we conduct ourselves when we enter such establishments. Because, by us being who we are, being the color that we have to play by a different set of rules. We don't get to have the same level of privilege that our white counterparts have. We don't, because we're not living the same experience that they're living. Theirs is a much different experience from ours. And so we have to be careful. We have to be mindful of how things are for us and try to govern ourselves accordingly. Now, over the weekend, I came up with a set of rules that have really been a big help to me according to how I was raised. And they have brought me a long ways in life. And I do believe they'll take me even further. And for those of you out there who have children, especially if you're African American, if you have kids, especially sons, if you have a little boy, and it may not be your son, but if it's a nephew or if it's a little cousin or whoever it is in your life, you can share these same principles with him. And I promise you, it will make a tremendous difference in his life. And so I would like to share them with you today. These principles, I believe, will be a big help for many of you in the long run, especially if you're a person of color and particularly a man of color. They are, and I titled them Rules for Black Men When Going to the Bank. That's what I call them. Rules for Black men when going to the bank. And of course, these rules can apply to Black men when they're going anywhere out here. It could be the grocery store. It can be the dry cleaners. It can be the doctor's office. It can be basically anywhere. Going to work, it doesn't matter. These same rules can be applied pretty much anywhere at any time. And I do believe that you'll see results on account of it. Now we're going to begin with rule number 1. Rules for Black men when going to the bank. Rule number 1, and I cannot emphasize this enough, especially to young Black men. Do not wear a hoodie on your head. Please. Do not wear a hoodie on your head. Why is that rule number 1? Well, it's very simple. Whereas white boys can get away with a lot more than Black boys, even if they wear a hoodie, they're viewed as innocent, as, cute or handsome, and just trying to stay warm. Whereas they're viewed as that. Black boys are viewed in a totally different way. They are viewed as criminals, drug addicts, drug dealers, someone who's up to no good when they enter a place with a hoodie. As soon as a Black man walks in the door with a hoodie on his head, immediately everyone stands at attention and they start paying. Look, they start looking because they don't know what he's about to do when he comes in and he has the hoodie on his head, because of the way society has played up Black men wearing hoodies. White boys, they can wear a hoodie and go anywhere and nobody will view them as suspect, but not the case with a Black boy or a Black man. If he wears a hoodie, immediately the radar is set off and the alert button is pressed. So do not wear a hoodie on your head, whether you're going to the bank or anywhere else. Rule number 2 for Black men when going to the bank. Never enter a bank with an angry look on your face. And again, this can be applied not just to going to the bank, but going anywhere. If you're a Black man, you need to be mindful of your facial expression. Your countenance says a lot about you. So you have to be careful. Don't go in any business establishment looking all mean and angry and like you're ready to beat up somebody, ready to fight, ready to wreak havoc on the place. Do not enter any place looking like that. Because if you do, rest assured, someone has their eyes on you and they don't mind calling the police if necessary. Go in looking happy, cheerful, smile. Even if you don't feel like smiling, put a smile on your face. It just might do you some good. Rule number 3, and again, we're talking about how black men should act when they go to the bank or anywhere for that matter. Always maintain a pleasant attitude. That is very important. You want to be careful about how you behave, how you talk to people when you enter a place, whether it's a bank or anywhere. Always watch what you say and how you say it, because sometimes it's not in what you say, but it's in how you say it. A certain tone of voice, they pick up on stuff like that, especially in us, because of our voices and and the way we speak, and the type of energy that we exude. We have to watch out, because people from other cultures don't always get what we're trying to say and the way we say it, because we use certain jargon or certain slang or code words, and that's common amongst us, and we understand one another. But people from other ethnicities don't always understand us. They don't understand our dialect or our different um words, terminology, and phrases, and slang, and they don't understand. That's basically unique with us as a people. So we have to be mindful of our audience at all times and conduct ourselves in a decent manner. Rule number 4, be respectful of all of the bank's staff members. Everybody, from the CEO to the vice president, the bank tellers, customer service, bookkeeping, the bookkeeping department, everyone in there, all of the associates. Always be careful and be respectful. Show kindness and gratitude if whatever they do. If they help you with your business and stuff, might be one of the tellers in there, be nice to them. Speak to them and, compliment them. That makes them feel good. And it makes them want to go the extra mile on your behalf. They don't mind helping you when they see that you're a good person. So, rule number 5, keep your hands out of your pocket unless you need to reach for your wallet. And that better be the only thing that you need to reach into your pocket for, to get your wallet. For example, if you're going to the bank to cash your check, perhaps you're making a withdrawal or something, just getting a little change, and you need to put your money in your wallet so you won't lose it. Well, that needs to be the only time you need to reach into your pocket. Other than that, as a black man, you do not need to reach into your pocket at all when you go into a bank. Or most places for that matter. It can be Walmart, it can be the grocery store, pretty much anywhere. As a black man, be mindful about what you're doing at all times. Don't reach into your pocket unnecessarily, because someone could easily assume that you are reaching for either a gun or some other weapon, when you know that you're not, but they don't know that. So you have to make sure at all times what you're doing in their presence. Because remember now, they are the ones who call the shots in most of these places. And by they, I mean Caucasians. They're the business owners, and they're the ones who run everything pretty much in a lot of places. So As a black man, just keep that in the back of your mind. Rule number 6, never stand around in a place, loitering and stuff like that. Don't just stand around and, whether it's on the inside or the outside, loitering and, all, around the doorway and stuff where people have to enter and exit. Because when you have other customers coming in and then you have customers going out and they see you just hanging around the door, you're not going anywhere, you're not doing anything, I mean, they become suspicious and they can't figure out what it is you're attempting to do. They don't know what your purpose is for being there if you're not taking care of business. I mean, why are you there in the first place? And they see you just standing by the door or up against the wall, and you're not showing any interest in what's going on there, they're going to become very suspicious. And, as black men, we're always viewed as suspicious regardless. But we don't need to play into that stereotype being stupid and making ourselves look bad by doing things that we know we ought not be doing. So, and finally, rule number 7, and I think this is a very good one. Once you're finished doing business, whatever that business is, quickly and quietly leave the premises. When you go to the bank, whatever it is you're going for, if it's to cash a check, make a deposit or withdrawal, go into your safe deposit box, speak with customer service or bookkeeping or anything else, even trying to apply for a loan or whatever, open an account, whatever the business is that you're there for, go ahead on and take care of it. And once it has been taken care of, immediately make your way to the nearest exit. Don't just sit around in there and you're not talking to anybody. You're not doing business with anybody. And you don't have any other reason to be there. If the reason for which you came has been completed, it's best to go ahead and leave. Because the longer you hang around doing nothing but, taking up space and breathing air, that's adding more fuel to their mental fire, and their assumptions will increase as to what you're trying to do, So those are the rules for black men when going to the bank. And once again, our topic for today was how black men should act when they go to the bank. And once again, I can't stress this enough. This doesn't apply only to the bank, but anywhere we frequent. It can be the laundromat, it can be the car wash, it can be a bakery, restaurant, anywhere. As black men and as black people in general, we have to be extra careful as to how we carry ourselves, because we know that this world is not a friend to us, and especially these United States. So we just have to be mindful of that. So on that note, I would like to say thank you very much for tuning in today to this episode of TJ's Topics. I really do appreciate you being here and for allowing me this time to try to share a few nuggets of wisdom with you. Very powerful information. And please tune in again next time when we will have another topic of interest. And there's no telling what that might be. I look forward to seeing you then. This is Taryn Jerome Harris, reminding all of you that every round goes higher and higher. I'll talk to you later.